Marc Henry here, Denton, Texas, ReCutz Barber Shop, the 940 Elites podcast, man. We got a few of the guys from the 940 Elites here and a special guest. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Zee Clark. Tre Dickerson. I got a mic today, y'all.
Don.
Daveon Parrish.
All right, so we've been having a few discussions off camera. The first one I thought was interesting is we're in a hotbed for a lot of talent, Denton County. You can toss a rock on any corner and there's a lot of Division I talent here. But you got one of the biggest schools in North Texas and the University of North Texas. They don't seem to get the homegrown talent that they usually have right here. I mean, top flight quarterbacks, linemen, all around. You know, what's some of your opinions on that? All these guys here played in this area. So guys, give me a little bit on that.
Shoot, I think it's been since we were in high school, from a young age, they've just never really, I don't know if it's their interest or what, I haven't really talked to people on the staff at UNT, but I just know from my experience, I think they were probably like my 10th or so offer or something like that, and they did it just on the field. I remember it's like it was yesterday, it was in the spring ball, and I'm walking, we had some period or something like that, and I'm walking back to practice, and the UNT coach was there, I forgot which one it was, and he just kind of taps me on the shoulder, "Hey man, have we offered you yet?" I'm like, "Nah." "Oh, were you offered?" Like, okay. I mean, it just wasn't, it didn't really feel like connection. I ended up going on a visit and everything just because they were right across the street, but it was never really a connection. It was it wasn't really intimate like it should have been with us being in this area. So I think it's kind of still like that to this day, really.
Man, I don't know. I don't know what it is. Honestly, I was talking to another friend of ours, Dominique Banks, and he was like, "Man, you know, worst case scenario, we all should have went." You know what I'm saying? You know, people that didn't have the Stanfords like Don, people like myself that didn't have really big schools at all, we still made plays, and y'all should have took a chance on us. Tre, he was a great player in high school. He should have had UNT. Daveon should have had UNT. Well, Daveon did have UNT. But I just know so many guys that are from here that would have said or have caught themselves like, "Man, UNT nice, bro. We should have went to school here." And it's like, you can't go. The offer wasn't on the table.
I mean, when you at that age though, it's different when you grow up here and then you come back and realize like,
Right.
I should have went there.
Right.
Like I went to Emporia State in Kansas and it wasn't until probably year 2 or year 3, it's like, dang, UNT, that was a good school.
Right.
That's a good school, but
Right.
we was already on campus there. The juniors and seniors, we going there right after the game.
That's why I feel like that's the reason why we really didn't want to go in a sense. They really didn't gravitate to us anyway. They should have from the jump. It's from as soon as you turn sophomore, everybody in Denton
We should all have
should be having letters.
Fact.
But if you just think about it though, like, it could be like a Miami, 30 for 30.
No, it could be
Miami
a
Hurricanes.
Hurricane.
If they could get just one kid
One.
that one of the top players, like who was it, Jatavian,
Yeah.
#1 player in Navy. They got one player like that.
That's all you need.
That's all you need,
the
because
Metro
that's what
players.
happened with Houston. Like we was talking about, Ed went to U of H, and I mean, the H and then is different, but it's also cool to say, be on campus and be like, yeah, I go to the same barbershop I was going to since I was 13. You know what I'm saying?
But that's not cool for some people.
No,
Yeah, it's
right.
True.
Right.
I know I wanted to get out of it. Like,
No, of course.
Like I said last time, I had good parents, you know what I'm saying? And I wasn't sheltered, but
Right.
they watched over me. I wanted to go see something new.
Yeah.
I heard about California. I'd never been to California in my life. So when I got that off, I'm like, okay, let's go see what it's talking about real quick. You know what I'm saying? So you go see that, and then it's all green and palm trees and blah, 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 blah. Like everything that you haven't seen in Denton. You don't really want to go to UNT. And then like later on, you probably think about, man, like that would have been cool to do so when you reflect on it. But in the moment, like you said, it don't really resonate with you. Like
I don't think
with everybody.
Right, but if you had bigger, of course, you see what I'm saying. But it's a lot of people. When I say this, there's a lot of us that didn't have Stanford. I don't blame you, because if you got Stanford, Michigan State, go by all means, go. But I feel like it's a kind of loss on their behalf, because it's like, he's all district, and come on, man, y'all know how tough our district was when we was growing up. You see what I'm saying? So if he's all district and he doesn't have any stars, don't look over him because he doesn't have stars. That's one thing I kind of like when our Browse was at Baylor. He'd be like, man, he signed 1 star, he signed 2 stars. But man, them dudes be some ballers when they was 1 stars, 2 stars.
I think it's who is UNT offering though. Like Who could you?
They
be
go.
offering if
I
you
mean,
go
the only
off?
person I know is Zach Orr. He went to the
There's somebody there right now from Guyer. There's an O-line.
UNT has had some great years though. Like these past 2 years, they've
but
been
they
pretty
be
good.
all from other areas,
They've been
like
from
the
other
top
areas.
receiver from Houston. You know what I'm saying?
That was
Yeah,
my.
but for guys like us that are in the game, the recruiting game, in the media, SMU's ahead of them right now. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
getting the Dallas thing together, shout out to Rashard Samples and those guys over there doing a great job
I
of
love
touching the community and touching the young people as a whole. So UNT's got to do a better thing of reaching out and grabbing these guys. No way I let Spencer Sanders, Gabe Douglas, and those guys, and even Jackson Arnold and those guys that are on the team now. Hey, I need to be in your backyard every day. We need to be eating barbecue, sipping Kool-Aid, something, right?
We need to see you.
They don't give themselves opportunity.
Right.
But that's my thing with UT. Like when we was growing up, Clay Matt, when what's his name, Mac Brown, when he was there, everybody wanted to go there.
Right.
BY also did.
But then when they got the other coach, what was the other coach from Florida?
Charlie Strong.
Charlie Strong. When they got him, he started recruiting Florida boys.
Yeah.
Right.
The whole culture changed, and it's like nobody wants to go there no more. And there's a lot of other factors that played in too, like A&M going to the SEC and stuff like that. But you got to get the people in your backyard first.
You gotta give
Then
yourself.
that's when everything else gonna
Give yourself
follow,
a chance,
in my
I think.
opinion.
In Texas, especially. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
especially.
You in-
Texas,
Man,
yeah.
Texas.
And then it just
I can
did
see if you in
man.
Delaware or something, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You
Right,
got
right,
Texas
right,
to
right.
go.
Right.
Right. But I mean, we don't even have games at UNT though. Like, them schools don't even have, like, Guyer game, the Guyer and Ryer game last week is
Yeah.
great at CH Collins, but that should have been UNT. That should have been like some kind of traditional game that they had just for, because I promise you, if Guyer or Ryan don't win state this year, they done won in their mind. That's our Super Bowl.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Especially when all three of us was in the district. That was our Super Bowl. It's kind of like we see each other at Sonic or something. Bro, we beat y'all. All right, we're running back next year. So, it's just kind of like a Denton traditional thing. And they don't really kind of, well, from what I know, I can't speak on what they do and don't do. But from what I know, they don't really give back to the city and the community like they should.
They're not in the mix like SMU is.
Yeah.
They're not in the
So
mix.
they don't got boots on the ground.
Nah, not that I've
No
seen.
boots.
Nah, not that I've seen. Like Don said, it's 10 offers later. Now you want to come.
5-6.
Well, hey, UNT, we in your backyard. You hear this kind of things coming from veterans that played the game and also played at the next level, man. Come on and get these guys. They want to come to UNT. It's a very nice campus. I had a chance to check out the stadium with the Texas Elite Women Spartans. Shout out to those guys. They won the championship. But, this is a great place in a great city. There was a big game in Denton County this week. Wildcats versus Raiders. Denton Ryan, one of the top teams in 5A. Denton Guy, one of the top teams in 6A. Lots of Division I talent on the field. Did y'all get a chance to check it out? I missed it. I had another game, but, I was planning on being there, two of the top teams. I got a chance to see Ryan last week. A lot of their top players, Austin Jordan, Caleb Hicks, and those guys. What'd y'all see at the game?
Great game. Great defensive
It was a
game.
great game.
Defense, I love it. That's my type of game right there.
That's all we got.
Those two teams will beat anybody except for probably two teams in the state. They'll beat anybody.
It was a great game.
Seriously.
It was back and forth. You could tell the emotion was there.
Yeah.
I know talking to not only some of the players, but like just people around the game, fans and stuff like that. People were ready for it. Especially, I know Guy, they wanted that revenge from last year. You could tell. They were down 7-0. The guys on the sideline, we were there.
Yeah.
The guys on the sideline were they were hyped. You know what I'm saying? It was a great game. Peyton made plays. He was just on here last week.
Man, great.
Peyton balled. Marquand balled. Vince balled. Austin had a game on him too.
Austin had that big catch in the end zone.
He had the catch in the end zone. He play offense? Like,
All of them, both ways.
Austin, Peyton, all them dudes been playing offense all their life.
All their life.
They just switched defense.
Right.
It kind of made me jealous, Don. We ain't go to round the guy. 'Cause I was like, man, y'all got something to still hang y'all hat on. Like,
That's another conversation.
That game used to be like something totally different.
yeah.
Like it was still a good game, obviously, but the crowd even wasn't as big.
I thought it was huge.
I'll be trying to tell people, shoot, 10 years ago.
Man, don't even start it, Don.
When we was playing,
Don't even get on it.
I'm talking about it. If you get up to go get something to eat, your seat gone.
And you can't sit
wrap.
down because
It's a
everybody's
wrap.
standing up.
It's a wrap.
It was different. I don't know if that's the culture around football, period, nationally,
Or COVID,
or just COVID, or what it may be.
It could be a blender of all
Of
that.
all of it, but I don't know what it is. I feel like them not playing for a long time kind of
That too.
Yeah.
it a little bit.
But
to
when
like
we was
seven
when
years.
we
That
was
was
coaching,
district play too.
Yeah, that was district. Yeah,
District
it
play.
was.
That was
yeah,
district.
But we remember we had a game Saturday, our little league team, and some our coach and another parent. They was even going at it because one went to Guy, one went to Ryan. He was like, "Yeah, we beat y'all." I was like, kind of jealous, like, man, I wish I could tell somebody we beat them, but you know what I'm saying? Cause
We had no rivalries.
yeah, we ain't got no
No,
rivalry. We kind of,
that wasn't no rivalry.
man, they'll beat us now. I don't even
I'm talking about back then.
Being that you got a relationship with some of those guys, you know, Peyton and Eli last week, you know, Caleb Hicks, Austin, some of those guys. How exciting was that to see them come
That was
put on the show like that?
That was dope.
Yeah.
That was dope. I didn't know what side to sit on. I was on Geyer.
I sat on Ryan's
And
side.
I left Geyer after at half and went over to Ryan for a little bit, came back to Geyer, but it was just, it was good seeing, because, dude, some of them boys,
We know them
I mean,
little.
Austin, Peyton, Caleb, Eli, multiple others, dude. We seen them dudes literally since it's crazy.
And the
8,
crazy-
9
Little.
years old, man. Crazy.
Little.
Crazy
So
thing
seeing
about
them
it.
out there balling like that, it, was like, it gave me chills almost. It was cool.
What I loved about it was just great football.
Yeah, it was.
It was just great football, and those kids don't realize it, but that football right there, it doesn't get too much better than that.
Nah,
in
it don't.
terms of just playing the game, coaching staffs, you could tell they was prepared, and they had them ready for the game. And you just look at that game, like I played Division II. Those games were equal to that type
That's what
of
I'm
play
saying.
out there.
It gets you ready for
I know
college,
Stanford is
stuff
a
like
little
that.
bit different. That intensity is a little bit different there.
I know.
But for me, when I was playing, when we played against Denton Ryan in those games, that was
Same
equal
thing.
to playing college.
Right.
So when they get to college, they already set for the scene.
Ready.
But that's why a lot of them start when they
Yeah.
get there,
Yeah.
though. You know,
Yeah.
they were
They're ready
already
to go.
Well, Texas football prepares you for the next level.
Oh, yeah.
And you were getting somewhere with that. High school football is about fun. It's a business when you get to college, and it gets serious. It's a little bit more serious because coaches' jobs are on the line as well, and they take it serious as well.
Man.
But shout out Eli, man. He had a whole bunch of people on Ryan's side looking at me crazy because they was running the screens. I was like, Eli gonna keep getting it because he would get blocked. I said he gonna shake back.
That's
He'll
what
get blocked in. He gonna shake back. Boy, at the end, third, fourth quarter, he was coming up with some major tackles.
Major plays.
He had a strip that they really didn't recognize.
Oh, they didn't see it.
Yeah.
That was a fumble.
Yeah.
They need to get challenged in high school football.
That was a strip.
Because if you would have checked, that could have changed the whole game.
Oh, yeah.
That was a fumble.
He was
lot of
holding
people
his
didn't see
own.
that.
Sophomore.
Challenge in high school football would be tough.
Boy, that would be controversial.
I
there's
play devil's
thousands of
advocate that it
schools.
slows the game down because the
Yeah, it
referees
will.
already convene enough.
Yeah.
It's
I was
opinionated,
I was at a
too.
game in Dallas Carter in Cleveland last night. Penalties galore, and it was a lot of huddling, and you could see that the referees, it was taxing them.
Yeah.
Don't give it to them. They do it at state though. You know.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
They do it at state.
I say one challenge wouldn't hurt, but like it just, again, the logistics of it,
Yeah.
thousands of schools,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
And start doing the playoffs.
At least
everything
playoffs.
would- Everything,
Yeah,
yeah,
playoffs,
for sure. Everything would have to be reviewed. I mean,
Yeah.
taped, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I don't know, it'd be weird. It wouldn't be weird, but it would be tough to do.
But the
I think.
magnitude, like we were saying off camera, it's a juggernaut playing in Texas football. You play 17 games before you get to state. In 17, it's the state game. And like, you know, I used to debate with a lot of my friends when I was in school in Louisiana. They only played 3 games for state championship.
Dude, man, don't get me started on other dudes. I be talking to dudes from Jersey and Cali and
Arkansas,
blah, blah, blah.
all
They be like, man, we played 13 games. I'm like,
No
bro, you
disrespect
gotta
to
play
them, though,
16.
No,
Yeah.
no disrespect.
No
When you
disrespect.
when you make a state run, it's a real run.
It's a real run.
It's a
It's
real
another
run.
season. It's a
It's
whole
a real
run.
run.
And people look at us, when I say us who played together, they be like, what's y'all record? 9-4.
It don't matter.
And then they be like, 9-4?
No.
I say, bro, that's tough in
As
Texas.
a guy
bro.
in the media, I saw those Lake Dallas teams, and I can say that they were really good. I was there.
We appreciate it. man.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not pumping that up. I was there. I've been covering high school sports for about 7-8 years. And, you know what I'm saying? I came and saw some of those Lake Dallas teams. They was on
Appreciate
point. And some guys went to school. So that's the major thing.
Got the most guys in the Denton County in the league right now. The most.
Say it loud.
Fact check.
How many is
Shout out
that?
to all the
Well, how
people
many
that
numbers-
play
how
with
many
us that's
is it?
not here today.
Say it loud.
4, 5,
4, 5.
5.
And then shout out to Big Darryl. He's the player out of Denton County with the longevity. He's there and he stayed and he hasn't got no trouble. He's been on 2 teams and he went to the Super Bowl. and he's balling for the Bills. So shout out.
Hope he
to
get a ring
Darren,
this year.
Man, I'm about to say, he need to get a ring.
Bills ain't winning. Stop it.
They probably
The way Josh Allen been balling, I don't know. You know,
Yeah.
They got to get through Lamar though.
They ain't. Nobody's beating the Chiefs until Super Bowl time. That's it.
If somebody gonna beat him, it's gonna be the Bills.
They gonna make the play.
If somebody can beat them, it's gonna be the Bills.
Every year.
They got the defense to do it.
Who?
The Bills. They got the defense to do it.
They
Tampa did it.
I tell you what, the
I say
Bills
Tampa
need the
did.
home field advantage. You don't want to go to Buffalo in the winter.
Nah,
Yeah,
But you still not beat Mahomes until like Super Bowl. You got 2 weeks to prepare and all
my
that.
homie.
Then you got.
That's a long season.
I don't trust the
Hey,
Bills.
so
long season.
the
You gotta
last
be
two-
real.
Last 2 seasons, who's been in it?
My homie.
Mahomes, Bills.
Bills got beat.
In LA.
Then they get beat by Mahomes. Then they get beat by the Chiefs.
Yeah, in
The
the
Bills?
championship. Yeah,
In
in
the
the AFC.
AFC.
It's Josh Allen third year.
It's Mahomes.
Third or fourth year, he ready.
Mahomes is different, bro.
Hey, Mahomes,
Texas
yeah.
too. Also Texas. All my Cali people be trying to Cali football better. Nah, we got the best.
That's a
players
whole
in the
nother
NFL.
show. That's a debate for real.
I
We'll
will
say that.
I will say this. I was at the Duncanville Mater Dei game.
Don't even.
That's a
start.
different story.
Okay,
That's a different
I'm
story.
just saying. I was there with boots on the ground, and Mater Dei looked a step above.
Oh no,
Private,
for
it's
sure.
private.
But-
We not. How many Texas players they got in the team though?
They the
But
best
listen,
team.
here-
They do. They got Texas players on their team.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
Private school.
It's
Private
like
school.
IMG Academy. But
yeah,
I will
yeah,
say
yeah.
this: shout out to Duncanville for taking the game.
Yeah, they
now
took it.
Duncanville got an open week this week. Let's see if they feel it. Who gonna play? That's all I got to say.
Okay then.
I had this debate. Let me just ask y'all. You know, I agree with, you know, if you got the opportunity to go IMG, if you got the opportunity to go to Mater Dei, but you know, here in Texas, man, you gotta play public.
You play for your school.
You gotta
bro.
play
So
for
I
your
tell
school.
people,
You got to.
They was like, yeah, we all played. They've all played together since Little League. I'm like, no, they got.
No.
Stockton. Right. 4
No.
hours away. What you talking about, bro? Like, that don't even make sense. He scored the first play of the game. He's real.
Yeah.
He's from Stockton. He's supposed to be in Stockton. You know what I'm saying? Y'all recruited him. They're like, no, Mater Dei, we can't recruit. Like, bro, what are you
That's a
talking
whole
about?
other show.
That's a whole nother
Whole
show.
nother
I'm glad
show.
you said that because that plays into that didn't Ryan and didn't God thing. How many of them boys?
That played us too,
How many of
though.
them boys moved into that?
Man, that's
How
a whole
many
other
boys-
story.
But no,
but
They
nah,
been doing
they
that since
say-
we was in high school, though.
But nah,
They been doing
I
that.
like to say, you know, like Jatavian and Billy, they went to Ryan. They went to homegrown. So I like to say
Ryan
that.
always
We're
homegrown.
not never. You talking about people coming from the neighborhood over?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
getting dudes from
All of-
Houston.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Houston
Different-
or
it's different.
Cali. That's
It's
like
zip
if
code.
somebody in Cali
Yeah,
come
yeah.
over here and-
But that's why I take
That's
so
an
much
all-star
pride in our team when we play. Bro, my mama not sending me to no Ryan, bro. I stayed 2 minutes up the street from Lake Dallas. He stayed right down the street. He stayed right down the street. You see what I'm saying? They not finna send us. Well, we could have, but come on, man. We already seen like.
Matter of fact, shout out to them Lake Dallas Falcons 2-0.
2-0,
Yeah,
baby.
keep it up.
They
Hey, I'm proud of y'all.
showing
Yeah,
up.
I'm proud of y'all right now.
We gonna see what y'all do when y'all play somebody, but
Might
you
have to
know.
make a trip up there, Lake Dallas. I'm coming.
But nah, man. Shout out to Denton.
It was a good game.
It was a good game.
It was a very good game. It was good for them to play each other. I'm glad they put that game back in the schedule.
That's the Super Bowl,
I mean,
man.
Last year it was good. That's good.
That's
for
the Super
everybody.
Bowl. You know this. Maybe we can get it at Apoche.
Well, we already spoke on that a little bit. UNT, you live right here. Right here in ReCutz, we in your backyard. UNT, get that game next year.
They sleep, man. They sleep.
Now, touching on, we stick with college football a little bit. Everybody saw a lot of big games last week. This past weekend, Georgia taking care of Clemson. What are some of the things that y'all saw in the games?
I did watch a lot of games. So it's kind of hard to pinpoint one. But just on the NIL stuff, I'm looking at commercials and stuff, and I see I don't know how to pronounce his name. The Clemson quarterback.
DJ?
He's in the Dr. Pepper commercial.
Uncle Lele.
Yeah. Uncle, what did you say?
Uncle Lele.
Uncle Lele.
Good pronunciation.
That's for real, Uncle Lele.
That's 3 syllables. Uncle Lele. Uncle Lele.
You can't go wrong with DJ.
DJ. I say DJ.
Yeah, so
Hey, that's a marketing tool right there.
Bro, it was weird seeing that though. I'm looking at it, I'm like, it just caught me off guard. I remember I'm like, okay, NIL, that makes sense. And I noticed he didn't have any Clemson gear on and stuff like that. So I was just looking at stuff like that. And I saw also the Pac-12 coming out with the licensing deal or whatever, that you have to get yourself licensed for NIL and stuff like that. So I was watching the games too. Of course, there's some good games. But really just looking at stuff like that, like behind the scenes stuff that these kids think they know about, you know what I'm saying, but
Right.
don't really, and I don't either. You know, I know more about it than they might, but they think it's really just that easy to get a Dr. Pepper commercial and stuff like that.
Right.
And it was just weird seeing it in the game. It's you know, it's not weird, but it's
different.
yeah, it's a transition.
I didn't get to see no games, but I saw on the news Quinn Yu was cashing cashing $1 million.
Yeah.
Already.
Third string QB.
Well, he not the only one though.
Cashing
He not
$1
the
million
only one.
already. Yeah.
Right.
He not the only one. I think Master P son got $1 million. Like
Yeah.
4 mil.
I know
4,
Shadir
5.
signed a deal with Beats.
Yeah.
He sure did. Yeah.
Hey, they
This was
moving.
a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, they moving.
So, you guys all being former players, how does that what position would that have put you in at that particular time? You know, college, it's hard. You know, I was in college, a little bit smaller college. We ate ramen noodles and, you know, grilled cheese sandwiches and stuff. So, if you put yourself in that position now, that opportunity, what would that be like? Would have been like?
I don't think it would have been good, man. Like I think high school, we would have been acting out and doing stuff, trying to get ourselves branded. You know what I'm saying? But like we would have been publicizing this stuff. Like we would have been acting out, trying to get these NIL deals and brand ourselves, and we wouldn't know anything about it.
Right.
And I see kids doing it now, like, hey, my DMs are open, slide in my DMs. But like, dude, that's not how you do business, bro. Like, you know.
It comes from like, man, we early 90s babies.
Right.
So
Me
it's
too.
like-
Me too.
So it's like our parents was like, boy, what you doing? Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Some of these parents ain't in these kids' lives to humble them down. Like,
Right.
bro, you know, don't be trying to taste the bread. You know, let the bread come to you. Be
Right.
yourself,
Even
be
some of these
yourself.
parents though are on Twitter
Yeah.
co-signing them, like
Yeah.
retweeting
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
Hey, my son is blah blah blah. He need this NIL. He need.
Right.
I don't know. I'm not gonna say it's bad because it's giving the opportunities to the kids, obviously. But I don't know. I think it's
giving a lot of hype.
it's too
unnecessary
much
stuff.
sometimes. Yeah.
I like what you said though,
Yeah.
because I went to a small NAI school, Texas College,
Yeah.
and I feel like I'm all for everybody getting the bread, but I feel like the kids, like Deon said, that need the bread ain't gonna get the bread after all. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, my players still go to work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Still take it, and there's nothing on the big major college because you know what I'm saying. Everybody falls short. You know what I'm saying? That's a blessing that you got to that point, but it's still kind of not getting to the people that kind of really need it. You know what I'm saying?
It's not
So-
about necessity though.
But-
you know what I'm saying? It's about
yeah,
I
marketing.
think it's
about the
just
brand.
different. Like the question you had was like when we was growing up, we did do that stuff. We had Vines, we got YouTube. Might need to delete it now that I think about it. Hopefully nobody go back and look at it. But we had stuff out there, but we was just doing it because it was fun. Like, oh, they got Vine, let's make a Vine video.
Yeah.
We wasn't really trying to get likes or views or nothing like
We
that.
wasn't retweeting our.
Well, Vine has been replaced with TikTok and
TikTok
IG
and all
and
this, yeah.
all this other stuff. So it's instant fame, if you want to say. But you know, be careful about what you do on social media.
Please.
You know, a guy like me is on social media. Shout out to my guy Showtime behind the camera and you guys as well in promoting kids. But be careful what you like. Be careful who you on with, and just be all around careful because social media can get you in a lot of trouble.
Use it as a platform to put yourself in a better position.
Yeah.
Don't use it as a platform to just get likes, get famous, and get noticed. I mean, if that's what you have a skill, like you play guitar or you a comedian, then yeah, use that skill to promote yourself. But you know, I remember me and Don was talking about during 7-on-7 season, we had a kid that he had posted something about cussing, and they like, I guess they had like a fun night or something. It was like, we was like, what? Like, come on,
I
man.
tell him immediately, bro, take
Yeah.
take that down. And nobody. The crazy thing was that he thought he could post that. Like
Right.
He didn't realize it, yeah.
Nobody has told him that's not okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you know, I don't get it.
It's just different. Like when we was playing, like we didn't have no 7-on-7 like unison,
Nah.
or, you know, and you 7-on-7 teams. You know,
Right.
like the things they doing now. Like let's say somebody scores a touchdown, they go everybody like back in our day you do that. You
It's
know,
a fight.
It's a
Yeah,
fight.
it's-
It's
it's-
different.
yeah.
So I
Many
mean,
fights.
Right.
It's all about fame now. Now I guess you know the people who going. Not always the best players are always the marketable players.
Exactly.
Right.
That's what I was
That's
gonna say
great.
too. The
You made a good
segue,
point.
like, exactly.
So,
Yeah.
so
And I think it's good in that
weird.
in that aspect. Like have an identity outside of football because you can't mooch off of your university when you get in college.
Right.
So, can you play the guitar? Are you a good chess player? Do you whatever it may be, whatever your talent is off the field,
Right.
it's definitely gonna be valuable for marketing and
'Cause I think
NIL stuff
use
and all
that.
that stuff.
SMU football player, he's an artist, and I seen his seen it on the news, And he was like, man, I finally can get paid for something that I probably wouldn't get paid for, and it's not nothing dealing with football. And Destroyer, you know what I'm saying? He was a YouTuber, and they took away his eligibility. I mean, you know, that's crazy, you know.
Dude kicking 70-yard field goals. Yeah. Ain't got picked up.
Actually, he can play multiple positions.
Yeah,
you know, that's crazy. And to close the door on that talent and shelf it is something that they don't need to do. It's giving people a chance.
Yeah. So I like that.
I like
There's
that.
different pros and cons to everything.
Yeah,
but
right.
Yeah, for sure.
Now we got to talk about music a little bit before we started. You know, me personally, I'm bumping this guy called Larry June out of the Bay.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
Music-wise, some of these kids, some of these artists now to me are questionable. I grew up in the area of the NWAs, the Ice Cubes and stuff like that, and they used to say, you know, the parents, the gangster rap or, you know, you're promoting gang violence. But now to me, it's more drug-related than some of the things that they kind of listen to on the music scene. So, you know, what y'all bumping in your ride?
And I'm still Gates. I'm older, so it's like Gates. Me doing the DJ thing now. UGK. I do a lot. I listen to a lot though, cause it has to be a lot of stuff. I have old people around, but Houston guys, so it's always
me too. Screwed Up Click all day.
Yes sir. Yes sir. I still listen to the Screwed Up Click. I'm all old school, man. I mean, I try to catch on to the trends. Just say I don't follow back too much. You know what I'm saying?
It ain't hitting me
But
right.
me personally, I grew up on SUC. I grew up on old school Flip. All them boys, man. Second generation Screwed Up Click. All of them.
Yeah.
That's what I grew up on. But I still I just listen to Kanye album.
You like it?
I like it. I like it, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I like it. I mean, and I don't get too tied up in he said that and he did this.
Just the
man.
art of it, though.
Yeah, separate the music
I don't
from-
know
yeah.
him. You know what I'm saying? If I had
right.
a conversation with him and he told me his views on him, like I can't agree with that, then it is what it is. But I just listen to the music and whatever he said off the camera or whatever he doing off the camera, it is what it is. But the album go hard. You can tell you put some time into it, and I can appreciate that.
Right.
As long as you putting your time and your work into it, you're gonna be able to tell, and that's what I appreciate, in my opinion.
I don't know, man. I just couldn't get into it. I guess I'm an old Ye
I ain't heard it yet, so I ain't telling you.
I'm an old Ye fan, but I like the Jail, cause he had like multiple songs with like he had Jay on Jail Part 1, and then he had The Baby, cause the Baby still go hard. They tried to cancel The Baby, but man, The Baby got some bars.
The Baby stuff, but you know, after, to me, it gets
Repetitive.
Yeah, it does.
Can't listen to them all day.
It does.
Can't listen to them all day.
But
There's some good artists though.
Yeah,
like,
That's
there's
good
some
artists
good
out
ones.
there.
Like I be bumping with, still Kendrick and Cole and Drake. Them dudes been out 10 years, but like I've been bumping Blast a lot lately.
Who's that?
Blast, BLXST.
Really?
Nice. He nice.
Okay.
He nice. He like if I have to compare, he's like not a Bryson Tiller, but like that kind of like he can rap and sing. Drake type.
What's the name of one of his songs?
Wrong or Right.
No radio stuff, huh? Straight
That
underground.
was on radio for sure.
Probably.
See, I don't even listen.
Nah, look up Blast. You'll love Blast. You'll love Blast. You'll love Blast.
My music taste is everywhere.
That boy be on that Joe this year.
I be on the 8-ball MDK.
Yes,
I
sir.
be on Top of the Screw, like every time I get in the car, like
Yeah.
like when I got to college, I listen to Top of the Screw 24/7. All my Houston cats be like, oh, you from the H, bro? Like,
Yeah.
from the boot, I just stay listening to it all the time. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just stay listening to it. What else I listen to?
But that's
I'm
the
on
blues though.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Houston is blues, man,
yeah.
jazz, and it still got that sound behind it.
Well,
I think that's what we
Houston-
appreciate.
I mean, bars in Houston move a certain way. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Me being from Houston growing up and traveling around when I went to college and stuff, we move a little different. Like cats from New Orleans have different dialect. You know what I'm saying? And you can all hear it in different music, you know, going back to Master P's, the Babies, the Slims, and all those guys that had an influential thing on music. But, you know, the South is the South. You know what I'm saying? What y'all think about the East Coast rap?
Right now, these days, ain't nobody there.
It's
right
all to
now.
identify people.
Man.
It's all ATL. It's
The
all
East Coast-
produce.
East Coast so different though, man.
If
I
it ain't,
mean, me growing up person, like I said, I grew up on the South and all that type of music.
yeah, it's South. Right
It didn't really hit me till I got to the East. I went to Baltimore and DC out there for a little bit.
Yeah.
It didn't hit me how much different that culture was.
Oh yeah.
They don't listen
Yeah.
to Boosie and
Nah,
they don't listen to
Only
Gates.
thing
They
I
don't
know-
care about that's trash to them.
Yeah.
You know, that's trash. So their music, I mean, I love the East Coast music though. When you really dive deep into it and learn where it came from,
Right.
man, you get a love and appreciation for hip hop and rap where it really came.
That old East Coasters.
I still listen to Wale. I mean, he counts as East
Yeah,
Coast.
they like
Yeah,
But you know, Wale is
Wale kind
more-
of down south a little bit.
Well,
Just a
he
little
was
bit.
hanging around with Ross and them a little bit.
Yeah, but I was listening to Wale when we was in high school,
Yeah,
but
he was
before he got to
busting, right?
MPG.
Yeah, the gifts and all that.
Yeah,
he was
but
busting
I
back
guess
then.
I like Wale because he's poetic, you know what I'm saying, lyrical kind of guy. But
That's
I
the
don't
East
know
Coast.
if that's
Yeah,
it's East Coast. You see what I'm saying? But I don't know any new East Coast rappers that
I
be
mean,
like-
what's his name from there, ain't he? And 6ix9ine, is he from there?
I don't know where that dude from.
I be on
Is
the.
that his name? I ain't listening.
I be
I
doing
listen to
that.
like one song.
I don't know. I can't never.
I mean,
never heard
Dave
his
East.
song.
I
think
Dave
he's from
East.
New York.
I
Yeah,
like Dave East. Yeah, I like Dave
I like
East.
that.
And they're all like lyrical dudes. That's what I think today's music is all, not all, but if you got a good beat,
Yeah.
you cool.
good, yeah.
You can make a hit.
Yeah.
Nah, I mean, I don't think it was like that back in the day. I think people were actually worried about what you was talking about.
Right.
Nowadays,
Yeah.
it ain't like that at all.
Trey put me on Rod way before. I'll never forget this
Rod
conversation.
Wave.
Rod Wave.
Trey, me and Trey.
You never heard Rod?
No.
Oh, man, you don't know Rod. You know Rod Wave.
Man, Hard on Ice, Cuban Link.
Man, turn me on to it. Hey,
My guy behind the camera say no.
Hey, I'm stuck on Screw. I'm listening to Screw. I'm banging Screw. I'm banging
Man,
3-2
You gonna
right
like
now.
Rod Wave.
You gonna
Okay.
That's why I like him.
Rod
Yeah.
Wave is Florida's version of like Big Mo.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
He got a lot of pain
Okay.
and he got harmonized in it.
Well, I like the cat from North Carolina that made the thing. He's kind of like Mo.
All right.
I like him.
All right.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So,
Yeah, he got the new Mo 3 shit.
Yeah.
Some
Yeah,
of them
yeah.
get to the point where they just whining though. It's like
Yeah.
they have a couple hits and then a couple of them would be like that's all I hear.
Trey put me on Rod Wave 2-3 years ago. And
Yeah.
Man, listen to Rod Wave.
Man, I'm going to check it out on my way back to the house. I got y'all. man.
Yeah, no, for real.
Now, before we get out, another thing that was interesting to me is the hairstyles that some of the kids wear. You know, they think the fade, the flat top, just was originated. You know, but you can pick up pictures and boys had that.
Come on,
back in the day.
high school.
Yeah. So what goes into you
yeah,
making? What goes into making a decision to get a certain kind of cut
For us,
for y'all
Back then or now?
now?
I got the, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This head, but
Yeah.
I always had the hair on my head, and
Yeah.
I switch it up to the waves, but
Yeah.
man, some of these kids, they don't comb their hair at all.
Oh no, that's the style though.
Yeah, they wake up.
Put a little water in there.
And I be like,
in college, low key.
but you know,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But college, yeah.
That's
different. But
Outside
no,
life in college.
Yeah, college,
Yeah.
but no, you probably still had it tamed, groomed. Man,
Try to, yeah.
Some of these guys,
Don't even do it.
man, I see them take off their helmet. You know, when we was playing, we had the do-rag on. Like,
Some
I gotta
on.
have something under there. But
Yeah.
it's like, man, some of these guys are like, bro, like, you ain't
It's
gonna
funny
get
that they think it's trendy now. Like they think it's new. They
It's
think
just messy.
Right.
or like, or you know what I'm saying, like a box fade. They be like, man, I got that, you know.
Nah.
They just let the hair grow out all and get
ain't
messy.
nothing.
Pull pictures out right now. We had it.
Yeah.
You know what
They
I'm
just
saying?
gonna dread it anyway. Most
I had the juice back in high school.
I had to do it.
I was about to say everybody had
had the box?
the juice. I had the ball
Hey,
fade.
for sure.
Shout out to Don though. He was the first, one of the first ones.
With the
that had a
mohawk?
Long mohawk.
Yeah, he was before Odell.
Yeah.
Before Odell.
He had the mohawk and he wore it faithfully. Like,
Yeah.
Don
Yeah,
was
see,
faithful.
All season.
And
All
see,
season. Had that thing green.
Yeah.
I got
Yeah.
blessed. I got blessed because I worked at Doe Barber Shop. Shout out to Doe. Doe used to have my boy DP, my barber, used to have us right every Friday.
did.
Yeah.
I used to be right, and I used to have the box cut, and I even got crazy. I had the part going from side to side.
Yeah.
And man, I was different though. You know, we grew up on waves and fades.
Absolutely.
So,
I mean,
Waves and
Yeah,
fades.
Man, like,
That's what happened to me though. I grew up in a barber shop, man. My grandpa was a barber.
Yeah.
So before I moved to Dallas, I had never let nobody cut my hair besides him. And you know, I got to Doe Barber Shop, like you said, that was like family to us. And he was cutting my hair all the way through high school. But then when I got to college,
oh, that's why
it was
I'm
a whole different
Oh,
story,
different
man.
story, boy.
We
Find
had
somebody on campus.
Man, no.
we had
got
one
to.
player on the team that could cut hair.
Oh yeah, one.
And then he was a senior that year. After that,
Dead.
it was we had one guy. And I don't mean to be rude or I don't mean to
Talk
you know,
like
he-
that cut.
No, he was white. He was white, but he was cold.
He was cold.
And he was cool.
You seen Barber
My
Shop?
boy, yeah, he's cold. Logan Powell. Matter of fact, he at Jackson State right now, and he's a strength coach. Shout out to my boy. But at first, I'm like, oh no, I grew up. Oh,
Yeah. Don't let him do
that. So that's how I ended up with the dreads.
Right.
I was like, man, I got to get the dreads, but he ended up being pretty good, like I said, but at the same time, at first, I'm like, oh no, you ain't touching me. I'm good.
Right. I went to Stanford, dude. You don't even understand how.
I can only imagine.
I'm gonna say, I was trying to think.
There's no
All
barbers
those
out
smart
there,
people
bro.
over there, they can't cut.
Can't cut precisely.
First time I got there, I'm like, all right, cool. I gotta get a cut. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming from Dallas. We can cut out here.
Yeah.
Go out to Stanford. First of all, it's training camp, so I'm nappy. You know what I'm saying? For the whole training camp, really. I'm like, okay, man, I finally get out and get me a cut. I was trying to find me a barber, all the way up until training camp. So the whole summer I was out there. So I think the first cut I got was by Alex Carter. They tag teamed me. Alex Carter and Barry Sanders. I think Barry cut me down, and AC was supposed to line me up.
They tag team.
So so he lined me up.
That sounds
I'm like, dang, like this kind of hard. You know what I'm saying? I get up, look in the mirror. I'm bleeding. On my edge up, bro. Bleeding on my edge up.
No clip on this.
They start scabbing up, bro. I go to meetings, and Pat Hamilton was my OC. He a real dude, went to Howard, you know what I'm saying? He was like, man, who cut you, man? Freddy Krueger? I'm like, bro, I gotta find a barber, bro. So then I went to go to some spot across the street from campus or whatever. Let an Asian dude cut me.
Oh, done. You experienced.
I mean, I was
got the dread. See, he was experienced. I was the dread.
You got a pro or something.
I get the dreads, dog.
I came out the Asian dude shop looking the same, like nothing changed. Like,
Yeah, he
I got a cut. You know, I paid him $30 first of all.
But you know that's now.
now.
He didn't even mess me up. He didn't do anything.
He didn't do anything. It looked the same.
I left to look the exact same, bro. I'm like, bro.
Yeah, nothing.
I was depressed. Finally found me one of my boy Kurt, and rocked with him until I left.
Yeah.
7 years, you know what I'm saying? But the barber, man, that stuff is hard.
Man,
Man.
Shout out to all the barbers, man. COVID is hard, man. Boys was looking bad around here, man. So confidence go way up after you come out the chair, you fresh to death.
Yeah.
After a good cut. Talk about that before we get out.
Yeah, I just started getting mine cut every week now. Really, to be serious though, on the NIL stuff, man, keep yourselves grown, bro. Like
say it again.
Grown. Like my mom used to get on me about that all the time. I'm like, I ain't worried about that. But now you start noticing, but the more you get into like the business world and all that stuff, you have the first impression. It's huge. And if you walking in, nothing is wrong with nappy coarse hair. Nothing's wrong with that.
It's our culture.
But dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, just comb it. Do something, bro. You know what I'm saying? Don't just walk out the house.
Put on some cocoa,
you
bro.
know? And I used to do that. So, you know, it's not like I'm looking down on anybody, you know what I'm saying? But as you get older, you're like, man, I'm not presenting myself the way I want to present myself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you're just walking out the house where you got the freeform dreads coming, I know you got the freeform coming, but at least get a fade on the side or something like, brush it up, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Do something, edge it up, something.
Yeah.
You know, so it'll take you.
I get in trouble. I'm saying my old lady, I get out the chair.
Yeah.
Like, she gotta see that fresh cut. And I mean, you know, that's just one thing, a part of our culture that sets us apart from other cultures, you know what I'm saying? I was at the game, and a little Caucasian kid had a design in his head, you know, the little Indian suit. I was like, bro, we have really changed the game with these haircuts because we ain't never seen nobody with the designs. And if anything, we was going to school with designs and we was getting funny,
getting in trouble.
So
they tried to say it was gang related, it was inciting things, and they tried to spin people.
Yeah,
it was a big thing in South Texas last year. The kid didn't graduate because his dreads,
bro. That's pitiful.
Right. Trey, you have been out of that end.
But that's one of the reasons why I like to keep my dreads, my locks. We're not really supposed to call it dreads either. Because if you think about the word dreads, that's bringing you down. So it's locks. But that's one of the reasons why I keep it, because I love going to talk to somebody, and you could tell that they're judging you a little bit, and you have a conversation with them. You're like, oh, he's kind of, I like the way he's holding himself, and you could tell, oh, that the hair doesn't really matter.
Just because of the locks.
Nah, man. Yeah, because going to the school we went to, we got a lot of.
I mean, we was deep though with our color in a white primary school, so it was different.
Yeah, but I think we got a lot of stereotypes that were placed upon us while we were there that were totally untrue. And I love the satisfaction of going to Walmart and I see somebody, hey man, how you doing? Good.
I'm good.
Oh man, you got any kids? What's going on? I say, nah, I'm engaged. You know, I'm doing well. And they kind of like, you ain't in no trouble? Nah, man, I got a mom and a family that love me and a great support system from all these brothers up here. You know, we all have the same. We all like to say we have all the same parents because we couldn't do something without his father, his mother saying, you know, you're not supposed to be doing that. You see what I'm saying? So. You know, I love that feeling when I'm somewhere and they be like surprised that I'm doing good.
That's what I mean.
The thing is, bro, like you know, they say Stanford's a 40-year decision and all that stuff. So you go there, you know what I'm saying? You experience what you experience. You know, you meet all these great people and whatnot. But then when you leave there, so say this many a times, every time I go to the airport, if I have some Stanford stuff on, first of all, they automatically football team, like got to be football team. And then really, they don't even really take you serious. Until as soon as you start talking to them, you know, they might have a conversation. They're trying to really kind of vet you to see how you. I'm saying they, but it could be anybody. Right. You know, I don't know who it is, but they kind of talk to you like, you know, trying to vet you. As soon as you say Stanford, like, okay, let me pay attention now. Now he's actually saying something. Okay.
Exactly. That's what I mean.
I'm like, dude, I didn't go to school. I mean, I went to college to have that, but at the same time, like, this shouldn't be like, you know, I don't have to go to Stanford. For you to listen to me, or for you to take me seriously, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's some, you know.
I think all of us got blessed though because we had people like you said, his dad, we had his mom, we had your mom, my uncle. We had people telling us like, you don't gotta change for nobody. Make sure you present yourself how you supposed to be. When you go up in that school, you better talk to them coaches how you supposed to talk to them. But you don't have to change your culture. You don't have to change the way you talk. Talk the way you talk and make sure you're sound and respectful and presentable at the same time.
It goes back to the old adage, it takes a village.
It does.
All y'all come from the same village and very successful. Before we get out of here, Coach Dunn, give us the social medias where they can check out the podcast.
Oh yeah, bet. 940 Elite on Twitter and Instagram too. And then what Don up to, I'll probably post it on there as well.
All right, there you have it. Another one. Drop the big one this time, man. Check out the 940 Elite podcast straight from ReCutz, Denton, Texas. I am your host, Marc Henry. We'll talk to you next week.